So I'm going to work out 4 and 5. Remember that you could have set up a slightly different proportion than I did, but you could still get the same answer. So for number 4, I'm going to say, seeing that they are flipped like this, okay, let's go ahead and do one image to the next. 48 divided by x, so I start with the bottom, then the tall part, would equal 6 divided by 5. Again, you could have a slightly different setup than me. Cross multiply, 6x equals 48 times 5, which is 240. Now at this point, you should still have what I have here. If you do not have 6x equals 240, then you set up the proportion somehow wrong. But you still should get to this point correctly. And then when you divide by 6, x equals 40. Now let's look at number 5. Okay, this image is turned slightly or turned that way, however you'd like to think about it. Let's do this one slightly different. Have about 16 divided by x equals 22 divided by 11. Oh, there you go. Cross multiply, should get 22x equals 176. Same thing. You could have set up your proportion slightly different, but still should get to this point correctly. Divide by 22, and x equals 8. Okay. Hopefully 4 and 5 went well for you. Okay. Let's try number 6 together. Number 6. It's going to take me a second to draw this one, especially when I'm holding the paper down. All right, 40, 56, and x. 56, all right, there you go. So we have our image, 10, 14, 3, 40, 56, and x. Okay, now in this image, I'm giving you more numbers. Does that mean you have to do more work? No, you just have to work with whatever you want to work with, okay? You still want to see what is proportional to each other. So looking at the numbers, you can see kind of what matches, okay? Obviously, the 3 is going to coordinate with the x. Those are the tiniest parts. Then, looking at these other numbers, you look at which one's bigger, okay? Well, 14 is bigger than 10, and 56 is bigger than 40, so obviously those are the ones that are connected, and then those are. Does that mean you have to do more than one proportion? No. You could just do more ways of doing that proportion. Okay. So for example, one way of setting it up would be 10 divided by 3 equals, and I'd have to have the matching part, 40 divided by x. Another way you could have set that up was using the 14. So you could have said 14 divided by 3 equals 56 divided by x. Okay, and we're going to prove that this could work either way. So for this one, I have 10x equals 120. And when I divide by 10, running a little bit out of room, I get x equals 12. Now if I had set up using the different numbers, cross multiply, I get 14x equals 56 times 3, which is 168, divided by 14, and x equals 12. So as you can tell, even though I used a different side length to set up my proportion between these two, I still get the same answer. Okay, so it just brings in more options when you have more numbers around the figures. But again, be careful with what you set up, where you set it up. Okay. So for number 7, I'm going to draw the image. And for your homework, you only have to do one way. I just want to show you that there's more than one way, just so that you know you have options. Okay, so now we have number 7, and now we have numbers all the way around, which means you have lots and lots and lots of different ways you can come up with this answer. So I'm going to give you a second, and I want you to try one way to get x equals a number.